All right, if we're giving you this stretch, it's because you have a tight TFL or a tensor fascia lata. That's a muscle right here on the side of the hip, and it actually extends down the leg as the IT band or the iliotibial band, and it's going to actually connect below the knee. So if you have any hip pain, any hip burning, if you have pain on the lateral leg or on the outside of the knee, you could have a TFL issue or an IT band issue. The other thing is if you have recurrent pelvic subluxation patterns, it could be because of a tight TFL. So we want to make sure that we actually lengthen this out, work out any trigger points within the TFL so that we eliminate that pain and so that you can hold your adjustments and we aren't creating those regular subluxation patterns.
Okay, so here is your beginner TFL stretch. And what you're gonna need is a wall or a counter, any sort of base of support. And what you're gonna do is, with Dr. Chris, you can see the TFL or the hip that he's gonna get the stretch in is the one that's gonna be closest to the wall. And so he has that leg and he's gonna externally rotate his foot out, and then he's gonna stabilize his hand on the wall or the counter. He's bringing that right leg forward, and then he's gonna start to dip in just a smidge, and then he's gonna rotate his hip forward here. So he should really start to feel that stretch in that TFL there. What you can think of it as is like a rubber band, so you wanna feel that nice, good stretch right along this area here. Okay, so this is your intermediate TFL stretch. And for this stretch, you're gonna be lying on your side. So you can see Dr. Chris is fully extended here with his legs. And with this stretch, you're gonna bring the top leg forward. And with him, you can see he has really great flexibility, but if you can't quite get your leg that high, it's okay to drop it down so it's following below your knee. With him though, he can, so he's gonna bring it up. And then the driving point of this stretch is the motion or the lifting of your arms. So with him, as he's gonna initiate this stretch, he's lifting, and then also he's tilting lightly or bringing his hips forward, just lightly, so that way he can feel that stretch here in the TFL. We don't wanna put too much torsion or rotation in the spine. So really it's all about lifting your body up and then rotating in the hips, and you should feel that right there in your TFL. Okay, so this is going to be your advanced TFL stretch, and this is actually going to be more of a release, so a trigger point. What you're going to need is a tennis ball, and you're going to try and find your TFL here, and the best way to do it is finding the very top of the hip here, so that boniest part, and then finding the boniest part of your thigh, and then you're going to come forward just a titch. So exactly where Dr. Chris is pointing, and then you're gonna just make sure when you're coming down, your tennis ball is gonna be around that region. So as Dr. Chris is gonna demonstrate, he's following that region, and then he's using his forearm here to kind of stabilize himself and control the weight that's gonna be placed on that tennis ball. And same thing, he's just gonna kind of rotate his hips and find that area, finding the belly of the muscle that is most tender. So on a pain scale, you're gonna be wanting to sit around a 5 to a 6. It shouldn't be extremely painful, but you're gonna feel a little tension there. And then he's gonna hold there for about 8 to 15 seconds. It's gonna depend on what your comfort level is too and what you feel.